Hi, I'm Payson, and you're here at our beautiful historic renovation 1920s era home that was built for members of the Carnegie family as a winter retreat.
Okay, so this was built by the Carnegies?
Yes.
Is that right? So we're in a house built in the 20s, and what they used to do was they would catch rainwater from the outside, and it would fill up this room, and they would have charcoal. Saw this charcoal. This was their filtration system. There's more pipes over there. So it'd fill up, go through this filtration. Look at that. There's filtration. And it would go in here. You get through here. Come in here. Wow, this is cool. And this would be their holding area. This is really cool. And this would just fill up with water. Now they're renovating this whole house. You can see above we got poured concrete, and above us is tile, right? There's going to be tile put up
Correct.
here.
Correct.
And tell us who you are again.
I'm Charlie.
Charlie. Are you the GC?
I am the job superintendent.
Job superintendent. All right. Very good. Obviously, and we're in Florida, we got some ants. There we go. There's always bugs around here. Bugs and lizards and stuff. So are you going to put HVAC down here or no?
Not in here.
Okay.
No.
So this looks like old
It
HVAC?
was old charge lines running outside, I'm sure.
Okay, very good. So this goes over to the main crawl, right, Charlie?
That's correct.
Okay. So the main crawl's over there, which we can't get access to yet, but we'll go a different way to get down there.
We may be able to do it through that arch.
Through this arch, okay. Let's see, let's get her. Let me out of the way. Nope, no access.
No access?
No access. This is it. We're in like a tomb. This is a tomb, not a crawl space.
So this was just to hold the water, and here is that other cistern cap above us that was blocked off.
Oh yeah. So that, wow. You think that was the emergency way out?
I think that with the trap door on the bottom of it was the fill, and then it filtered through there, ran through here, and this is where they dipped it out to use their water.
Oh wow.
Pretty ingenious, really.
It is very ingenious. And I bet you this water down here was probably cleaner than the stuff we drink today.
I'll bet you without a doubt.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, pretty cool stuff. It looks very dry. I mean, there's a little bit of hydrostatic pressure, and I know I'm echoey, so I do apologize. We'll try to clean that up, but there's obviously hydrostatic pressure behind this, but we got rain, what, a couple days ago, would you say?
Yeah, last night.
Last night, so it's holding up pretty good. So, all right, let's go check out some more. What's your plans for the stairwell? What are you going to raise up the edges, or are you going to leave it the way it is?
Raise the edges and put a hatch up there.
Okay, good, because that'll fix that considerably. So, and then obviously these,
Yeah, those get all.
yeah, these are going to be water intrusion points. They tried their best to spray foam it, but
Yeah, we'll get those all closed off.
yeah, that'd be good. So you get about an inch and a half of water down here when it rains. There's your sump pump.
Yep.
Right over there. Okay. And this sand got to be coming from here.
Yeah. Yeah, I would assume so.
So I bet you this is probably your main water.
I know it is. And then we've got a vent right there that doesn't hook things.
Right, because that's at ground level,
Yeah.
that vent over
And
there.
that's the one he's talking about raising up.
Right.
So we'll block that off down low and cut it in higher.
Then you
that
can
way-
run your ventilation out that
That
way.
way your fan,
Right.
what you're talking about, can go right on out there.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, are you talking about taking a 4-inch pipe from the fan back in the other part and pumping it all the way through to here?
Yeah, you can do a 4-inch flex duct, kind of like a dryer vent flex duct. You can use
And
that.
run it from the other part where we were in, all the way through here and out that hole.
Yeah, and the beauty of the whisper fan is if you had to, on the intake side of the whisper fan, you can put a Y, and you can run, if you feel you need to, you can run a return in here, and then have a return in that other room, and it'll suck all that air from here to the fan, and that other room to the fan, and then distribute it right back out. So that way you don't have two dead air, you don't have a dead air space in here either.
Right.
So if you needed to ventilate, so that's the beauty of that whisper fan, is it's ductable. You can send that duct anywhere you want.
Feel how much cooler it is here than
Oh, yeah.
the other part?
Yeah, it's way cooler in here. And I was telling Payson, the water room we were in, that's what I'm gonna name it, water room. Since everything's concrete and brick, there's really no mold food down there. It's up to you whether you even want to control humidity in there or not. I mean, I don't think it's even necessary. I mean, if you had like studs in there, I would be concerned.
Yeah, but it's a concrete floor.
Yeah, but it's all concrete, and everything above it's going to be tile or concrete, right? Yeah, I don't think you have any problems down there. So, and obviously there's never been a problem down there, or they would have had a sump pump installed at this point, so.
Actually, they were bringing water in.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. It's probably more watertight than anywhere else.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, this is nice. So,
Man, I don't know what that was.
yeah, that's the garage side, right, over there. Is that a sewing machine?
I don't know what that is.
That looks like something, that might be I don't know what in the world is that? That can't be a sewing machine. Who would sew down here? What does that say? Kewanee. Kewanee? Kewanee. This has gotta be some kind of, I bet you this was a pump, a water pump maybe? I wonder if this is what pumped the water. I don't know, this may not be a water pump. There's the on-off switch right there. That's really cool. So if anybody's on YouTube and you know what this is, please comment below. Its brand is Kewanee. I'm sure there's some smart people watching this that would know exactly what this is. I'd say Payson probably knows. He probably had his research team take a look at it. So very cool. Yeah, you can see the debris, all the silt and everything coming in from a storm. So they're gonna seal these up, or you're gonna raise them, right?
That one, I don't think we're gonna raise. I
Just-
think that one we may seal off.
Just do a seal off right there. That would keep all this from coming in. So all this is debris from that. Yeah. Beautiful house. Can't wait to see it when it's done.
In a time period when Thomas Edison and Henry Ford also had their winter estates here along McGregor Boulevard. And as you saw in the attic, there's this incredible truss that was constructed that is carrying the load of the house and tied into some incredibly large I-beams. And it's believed at the time in the construction, the materials that involved, that Edison had some input with it and was involved in the design and implementation of that truss system. So the crawl space underneath this house is very unique in Florida. As you can imagine, there's not a lot of crawl spaces in this area. It's about 3,000 square foot, and a lot of the utilities that went to the house during the 20s were underneath there. And one of the most amazing things that you saw throughout this video is an unbelievable cistern and diesel pump that was there to create running water in the home. Given the complexities of this and not really having a lot of experience with it, I did a lot of research on ways that we could maximize efficiencies in this crawl space, and came across Michael's videos, Crawl Space Ninja. Wonderful videos and a great resource for consumers who are really trying to understand how to take these spaces and make them efficient, make them healthy, and maintain a really good environment. And so we were very fortunate that Michael loves to vacation near this area on Sanibel Island, and has been a wonderful resource for us to understand how we need to involve this in the construction and the renovation of the home.
Okay, so I'm Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja. Just wanted to thank Payson, Charlie, and Joe for inviting me out here to see this beautiful home. It was certainly an experience. Charlie and I got intimate with the crawl space a little bit, and we got some video to show you. So anyway, thanks again for having me out, guys. My name is Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja. We hope you make it a happy and blessed day, and we'll see you later.